Wow. We are now on episode 3 of Church Brothers Are Poor. It's been hot. Go back and check for episode 1, episode 2. And today, I have something special for you. And because we have been talking about this topic for some time now, and some sisters have been ranting, they have not been taking it easy on brothers. But the truth is, in everything they have said, there are some iota of truth there. And that's why we will be having a guest in the house today. Can you guess? I'll be reading one of his comments. He gave a wonderful comment, and that is why we are here to interview him and hear him out on what he has to say. Maybe if a brother is speaking to brothers, they will understand and they will change. Like I said to him when he gave that response, I said to him, our sisters are ranting over poor, lazy ones, hiding under spirituality. It is not wrong for you to be spiritual, bro, but don't be lazy. So today, we want to be hearing from a brother. In fact, here is comment on that video. He said, we brothers really need to work on balancing our lives spiritually, family, relationship-wise, financially, our physical appearances, and career-wise, among other things, so we can fulfill God's mandate of being equally yoked with our Christian sisters without resentment from sisters. Eventually, someday, as males, we will become head of our homes, and it's what we build up as attitudes and characters as singles that will sustain our marriage. Wow, I love that comment. This is coming from a brother. And by God's grace, he has been in our Singles Let's Talk community. He has been a blessing and he has been contributing. When he comes, he will say to us whether he's still single, seriously searching, or married. We have in the house Femi James Olariwaju. He is a Christian. He graduated from the prestigious University of Ilorin. Unilorin, where are you? I am happy, better by far. I finished from there too, so we are proud. It's not as if other school are not okay, but University of Ilorin, where he bagged first-class honors in Bachelor of Agriculture. Emerging as the best graduating student of agricultural economics and farm management, alongside several academics awards from different associations. He is a live member of World Economics Association. Femi has certification in agricultural sustainability and business management from King's College, London, and the University of Western Australia, respectively. He also has a diploma in public relations, a diploma in protocols and international ethics from Protocol Bureau, Hague, Netherlands, and a certification from United Nations High Commissioner for Refugee. Wow, this is massive. I know you can't wait to receive my guest here today. He is an officer of the Nigeria Immigration Service and a farmer. He loves writing, cooking, and tourism. I will like to bring him up so you can hear him. Wherever you are, with a loud ovation, can you make welcome Mr. Femi Olariwaju? Mr. Femi, you're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much for having
We are
me.
glad to have you on this talk on Church Brothers Are Poor. And I would like you to introduce yourself again. Though I've done that, maybe peradventure there are things I did not say about you, sir.
As I've been likely introduced, I am Femi James Olariwaju. Particularly, I'm a Christian. That's what I just have to say. A lot have been said about me already. So thank you very much.
Sir, I've known you for some time now, and part of your profile is you're a farmer. But I would like to ask, are you single, seriously searching, or you are married because it's been a long time?
I'm not married yet, but I'm
Okay?
engaged.
You are engaged. Can you hear that? Singles is not married yet, but what? Engaged. When it's time to eat jollof rice, we'll call you. You drop a comment that is actually very inspirational and enlightening. Like I had administration and sisters were actually ranting that church brothers are poor. And one of the first thing I saw in your profile, you said, I am a Christian. That means you're actually a church brother, sir.
Yes,
Is
ma'am.
it?
Very
Okay.
much.
You're actually a church brother. You're actually Christ-like. So can I ask you, sir, are church brothers actually poor?
Well, for us to be able to address that properly, we have to look at what poverty is.
Mm.
Because when we look at poverty, in my own definition, I can say poverty is just an inability for you to meet your basic needs.
Mm.
So for an individual, basic needs differs.
Okay.
And we can say poverty can be categorized maybe into two.
Okay.
We have the one that comes as a result of satanic attack or causes.
Causes.
And for instance, now when we look at John chapter 10, verse 10 now, the thief comes to steal, to kill, and to destroy. That word steal, that means there is something you are having. If it's been taken away from you, you might not be able to meet your basic needs. So you become poor. Now, when it comes to causes, when we look at Genesis chapter 3, 17 to 19, here there was a curse being laid upon Adam by God himself that is going to toil. Now, that toiling itself, it's really like poverty too.
Yeah, poverty.
So looking at the other side of poverty too, some poverty can be as a result of a poor decision as human.
Okay.
So that is what I think we now be able to say that, okay, as church brothers,
Okay.
what are the poor decisions we are taking?
Okay.
That will now determine whether someone is poor or not, depending on whether the person can be able to meet his or her basic needs.
Okay. Okay. All right, sir. Thank you. It just defined to us what being poor is. But, sir, I want to pick some of your comments so that you can help us shed more light to it. What you're actually saying to brothers here. You said we brothers need to really work on balancing our lives spiritually, family-wise, financially, and our physical appearance and career-wise, among other things. What are you trying to say here and point to our brothers out there?
Okay, I will use myself as an example now.
Okay.
Because coming to Christianity, some people have actually taken Christianity as an excuse. Excuse from them to actually do what is right for them to do, to make wealth. Because when we look at the Bible, that the Bible made us understand that we should give thanks to our God and remember our God who has given us the power to make wealth. So then, as Christians, we have that opportunity because that power we are looking at, yes, I can liken the power to Holy Spirit.
Yes.
Because Acts 1:8, and you shall receive
the power.
So when we now look at these things, as a Christian, when you have that power, definitely you should be able to make wealth.
Yes.
But the power alone, it's not enough.
No.
You have to work.
There is a place of
There's
work.
a place of work.
Okay.
So that place of work is now what I think brothers need to now develop themselves on. So if you are spiritual enough,
yes.
then you should know that apart from spirituality,
okay,
there are other facets of life in which work is being needed for you to bring out fruit. And it is that fruit that people are now seeing that now determine how far you can even preach the gospel. Then, because if you are poor, people will just look at your life that, is it the person I'm going to follow? But then if you have something tangible in yourself to offer to people, it will even draw Christ or people to Christ, even without you speaking
to them.
So now, looking at your career as a brother in church, how far are you developing yourself in your career?
In your career.
Take, for instance, some people be like, they're having church programs, they have video, and then you have your career there lying fallow without you developing it. It becomes a problem at the end of the day.
So you must balance even with vigil and your career.
You still have to balance.
Vigil must not suffer, your career must not suffer.
Now, when it now comes to terms of finances, so some people will accept that because maybe I'm serving Christ too, I have to be poor. It is very, very wrong.
No.
That is why you have to put in extra effort. If there are skills you have, go for trainings, learn.
Can you just repeat that again
so that they can hear? If you really want to develop on, go for trainings. If it is paid trainings, pay for it for you to acquire.
Pay for it.
The
Don't
knowledge.
look for cheap things.
Exactly. Wealth is not cheap.
Yes.
So you have to commit yourself to some of these things for you to have results. Now, when it comes to, let's say, family-wise too.
Yes.
As singles, we shouldn't wait till the time of marriage before we start learning things about marriage. As I read books on pregnancy. I have books on cooking.
When you are not even married.
Yes.
You are reading about pregnancy.
Yes. A lot of things like that.
Sir, sorry to cut you. You will continue later. I saw in one of your hobbies, you said cooking is your hobby.
Yes, I love cooking.
Wow.
I love cooking.
Brothers, can you hear that? A brother like you, cooking is his hobby and he's cooking.
Because I look at it that if I get married, there are some things I should ease my wife off.
Thank you, sir.
If she's busy with the kids, I can go into the kitchen.
Oh, can we give it to him here?
So, going further from here now, in other aspects of life, when it comes to finances,
Yes.
I think our fathers in the Lord too, they need to still work more on this.
Okay.
There should be a kind of financial classes that should be organized even in churches.
In church.
So that people will learn that, okay, these are the things I need to do to have savings.
Thank
These
you.
are the ways I can invest.
In fact,
so they are going to do it right.
Thank you, sir. In fact, I think there was a time in my church, our pastor was intentional and he took us through those series, how you save, how you tithe, how you plan your things. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
So I think still going further from here, as brothers too, we should learn let me say emotional intelligence. Because
Emotional
when we say we are
intelligence.
talking with ladies or we want our single sister to actually see us as someone responsible,
Yes.
we should work on our emotions as brothers too. Because it's not just we just being spiritual, but then do we understand the emotion of the sister we
Of
are
the
engaged
sister you are
with?
engaged with.
So
That's
because there are
serious.
some things she might not even be able to communicate with words. But
Thank
as
you, sir.
brothers, are we sitting down to look at our attitudes, our behavior, and then interpret it right?
I think this is the area, one of the area where sisters are saying church brothers are poor. I could remember a comment in the comment section in the first episode. A sister said some of them are not matured emotionally. They don't have emotional intelligence. That you are bothered doesn't mean you should nag on a sister. You should just shout at her. You don't understand her mood. And I think brothers should please work on this. So, sir, you talk about the physical appearance. I am spiritual. Do I need to bother about my physical appearance as a brother?
Definitely, we need to.
Wow.
Because
I thought it's only sisters that should look well,
No.
look good and dress well.
Because when we even look at the New Testament, there was a record of a woman that brought a jar of alabaster to rub on Jesus. So some people will be like, I am a Christian brother. Do I have to use roll-ons? Do I have to use perfumes or something like that? So some people will even tell you that some of these products are from the kingdom of darkness. You shouldn't use it on yourself. And the way you portray yourself definitely is the way people will address you.
Yes.
So even if it's just few shirts you have, few trousers you have, just make sure it looks nice.
Yes.
At least with that, you can communicate rightly
Yes.
to those that need to hear you.
Yes. And I want to add to these brothers, it's not about you having much. It's not about you looking expensive or looking neat. And that's the point our brother is trying to bring out to us. You don't have to keep this big beer. And you are saying it's because I'm in God's presence. You don't have to look dirty. You are not shaving yourself. You are not. And the next thing you are telling a sister is try to tolerate me. Sisters are not understanding. Thank you very much, sir, for this. I would like you to talk about the aspect of developing their skills. Are there skills you can actually encourage brothers to go into? Like, I know that you are a farmer. So are there things you can open their eyes to go into? Okay, you can do this, you can do that. Or do they need to have one huge capital? Because some will say, I don't have capital. That's why I'm not starting something. What can you say about that?
I will just say briefly, like, you don't really need too much of capital to do whatever thing you need to do. And when we talk about skills, there are some soft skills nowadays that is being in high demand.
Wow.
That even without you spending much, you have your phone, you have your laptop, you can always access some of these things online free. But then I think laziness is part of the things that is killing us as brothers too. Because there is always a reward for hard work.
Reward for hard work.
Is riches. And then when you are rich, you are not poor.
Yes, you are not.
So you have to, as brothers, we have to put in more efforts to developing ourselves. You should consider who you were yesterday. Who you are today should be better than who you were yesterday. And who you are tomorrow should be better than who you are presently today.
So thank you. On this issue of church brothers are not poor, I would like our guests to give singles advice. What is your advice to single sisters? Are they supposed to consider money as the main thing to look for in a brother? Like one of my baby was speaking to me some years back and we were joking. I told her, I said, what do you want in him? I said, mommy, Holy Ghost filled, tongue ringing, naira loaded. I said, what if it's Holy Ghost filled, tongue ringing, is hardworking, but naira is not loaded? They said, no. So what is your advice to sisters? And you have given more advice to brothers. Then can you give us some advice to
sisters? Well, I will just say to the sisters, there are certain things you need to consider when you want to get along with a brother. And I think one of those things, first, is this. You're a Christian. Consider the religion of the person in question that you want to get along with. If that one is sorted, how spiritually filled is that brother? If the area of spirituality is settled, then you have to look at the prospects such a brother is having. Fine. When I talk about prospect, it doesn't mean the brother is having enough of money or funds or whatsoever with him. But then look at the potentials that this brother is carrying in him. If it's something you can help him to build. Because sincerely, a lot of brothers, they have a lot loaded in them, but they don't even know how to navigate about themselves and just find a way out. For our sisters too, just make sure the brother you're going with has enough of potential. And when it comes to spirituality, yes, you know that, yes, this person is sound. Because there are some problems in life that you might encounter in marriage. Money will not be able to solve it. Social connections will not be able to solve it.
Yes.
Your influence will not be able to solve it. It's just only God that you can fall back to. So I pray that God is going to help us, and we are not going to miss it when it comes to times of marriage. Thank you.
So, to my single sisters, money is not the first thing to consider in marriage. Money is not the first thing to consider in saying yes to a brother. In fact, can I say to you, I understand the point you are talking from. Even appearances, all those things, they are secondary. If it is God, and you are able to partner together and work together, and is ready to learn, that's the second thing I put with God factor. Is he willing to change? Because change is a constant thing. Is he willing to learn? He will definitely change and adjust. You heard what our guest said he had to read books. Such a man will be willing to read and adjust. Such a man will be willing to get better. I know of couples that the wife is so outspoken, very, like an extrovert. But now look at the husband, introvert. But as time goes on, they got better. There is a change, there is an adjustment. So single sister, please, money is not the first thing to consider. And I know our brothers are getting better. Thank you so much for coming today. We are glad to have you. See you another time. Keep watching, keep sharing. God bless you.